Fox 14.
And right now at 7, we are looking at Trump pushing for troops in Chicago. The mayor there having issues. We'll have the latest on that story coming up.
Plus, a Joplin car chase ends in a crash.
And we've got a beautiful sunrise out there for you this morning. We have got just a wonderful day ahead of us, but then we've got the potential for strong to severe thunderstorms as we head into this evening across the area. A couple of possible scenarios out there as well. We will go over the latest on those storm chances coming up.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Well, good morning and welcome to the KOAO Morning News. I'm Elise Snowy.
And I'm Chris Warner. It is just after 7 o'clock, 7:01 now,
Yes.
on this Wednesday, September the 3rd. Happy Wednesday, halfway through this week.
Right.
Again, not the first official full week of September, but close enough, you know?
Absolutely.
It's been pretty good out there.
Well, switching on over gears to Chicago, President Trump says he will help the city fight crime, whether leaders want it or not.
And America's 3rd largest city could be the latest to see an influx of federal law enforcement. Fox News correspondent Connor Hansen has more on this story from Chicago.
Place in the world, including you can go to Afghanistan. Chicago is a hellhole right now.
Over Labor Day weekend, 8 people were killed and nearly 60 others were shot in the city of Chicago, according to police. President Trump says he's going to send extra federal manpower to help fight crime. But Chicago leaders are digging in, saying that's not what they want.
What his ultimate desire is to come into our city, to break the Constitution, and to break our democracy. Chicago is going to remain firm in our position.
Mayor Brandon Johnson signed an executive order Saturday barring the Chicago Police Department from helping with immigration enforcement. The added enforcement in Chicago is expected to be more focused on immigration than the recent use of the National Guard to help fight crime in Washington, D.C.
ICE officers are planning to come here to Little Village, and I just want people to know that we're doing everything we can in the state and in the city to keep you safe.
The Trump administration faced scrutiny after sending National Guard troops to Los Angeles this year when protests broke out over immigration raids. A judge has now ruled that the deployment broke an 1878 law which prevents the use of U.S. troops for domestic law enforcement. The added federal law enforcement is expected to arrive in Chicago in a matter of days. In New York, Connor Hansen, Fox News.
Now, Trump continues to face scrutiny over his use of federal military resources.
Of course, a lot of things just going on out there, things to keep an eye on across the parts of the country for sure. And we've got to keep an eye to the sky as we head into the evening hours here in the 4 states. We're going to start that live look outside downtown Pittsburgh. Now, right now, looks good. Sun's rising, got a few clouds out there, and that's really how the majority of today is going to be. MoDOT camera 20th and range line looking good as well as folks get their day underway. We do have some patchy fog. We now have visibility just over 2 miles in Iola. So Yates Center, Iola, Chanute, Fredonia, Parsons, Sedan, Bonita, Anderson, Bentonville, Cassville, and Fort Scott, all with some reduced visibility. So that's a great example of what patchy fog is. Then we have our chance for strong to severe thunderstorms later this evening. We do have an isolated tornado risk into parts of southeastern Kansas and our northwestern counties, but the greater concern is going to be with large hail, potentially very large hail. With these hatch marks here indicating that possibility for 2-inch in diameter hail or larger, and the damaging wind gusts of 60 miles an hour or greater. Future track showing again through today, we look great. Mostly clear to partly cloudy skies. 7 o'clock, still at least consistent on the timing. Scattered showers, thunderstorms. There may not be many of them, but the ones that we do see could be strong to low-grade severe as we pass through the evening and even hold their own. Again, that's why that lower risk line cuts off just north of I-44. But again, once we get past 11 o'clock, severe risk drops, but we could still see some scattered storms overnight. We're sitting at 61, Joplin and Pittsburgh right now, and across the area, our temperatures holding out for most of us in the low to mid 60s. But take a look, we have 59, Chautauqua, Parsons, Neodesha, Sedan, Yates Center, Iola, and we're at 58 in Fort Scott and Nevada this morning. Should be into the upper 60s by 9, upper 70s by noon. Our highs today, low to mid 80s, and again, dry through most of the day, with the west wind at 5 to 10 miles an hour. A couple of different possibilities with our severe weather chances tonight. We'll go over those details with you in the full forecast in just a few more minutes. Elise?
All right, Chris, thanks. Well, a police chase in Joplin ends with a crash and an arrest. The incident began just before noon yesterday near 7th and Connor Avenue when officers went to perform a traffic stop on a pickup. The driver sped down 7th Street, but the short chase ended on Schifferdecker Avenue when the pickup slammed into another vehicle. The driver of the other vehicle suffered minor injuries. When officers arrested the driver of the pickup on suspicion of DWI, they discovered the pickup was stolen from a Joplin home. Authorities have not released the name of the driver at this time. Well, the SEK Humane Society is pausing all new animal intakes as they say they are at risk of closing their doors at the end of the year. The nonprofit says this could happen without new financial support as donations and grants have dropped to unsustainable levels, even as the cost of operating continues to rise. Staff say the pause in intakes is necessary as they're already at maximum capacity. The Humane Society asked the Crawford County Commission for $30,000 a month to allow the shelter to remain open.
It's not just about the animals, and that's what I'm here to present to you guys today. This is about public safety, public health, and protecting our county's future, because we're talking about a big, big problem here.
The SEK Humane Society says community support is more important now than ever before, whether it be through donations, adoptions, or volunteering. We have more on how you can help on our website, kwmnewsnow.com. Well, many dog owners love to head outdoors for some fun with their pets, but ahead of the changing fall weather, veterinary experts are revealing why people should be vigilant about wild mushrooms around their properties, with many being potentially poisonous to dogs. Fox News' Ted Lindner reports.
Weather getting cooler and more damp ahead of the official first day of fall. Wildlife experts say conditions are getting prime for mushrooms to grow. But veterinarians are raising red flags, citing how certain types of wild mushrooms can be toxic to dogs, especially Amanita mushrooms, of which there are more than 600 species, with many being poisonous.
Here's a picture of an Amanita mushroom, and it looks to me like a little white toadstool mushroom. They come in various different sizes. They can be slightly different colors. This is an Amanita mushroom from California with a person with their hand to show the kind of size they are, but they get a little bit bigger, they get smaller.
Different types of Amanita mushrooms can grow across the country.
Deathcap mushrooms, Amanita phalloides, grow mostly on the west coast, some on the east coast.
And because it can be hard to tell the difference between poisonous and non-poisonous mushrooms, experts recommend erring on the side of caution.
To me, they're all suspect.
Heading into the fall and then throughout the season, veterinarians advise pet owners to check their yards for mushrooms before letting their dogs out and to be hyper-vigilant on their favorite walking paths. But if for some reason you see your pet eating a mushroom, it might not be a bad idea to take them to the vet in case it winds up being toxic.
Because there is no specific antidote for it, and the poison is absorbed into the body really fast. So what you can do, if this happens, is you take them to the vet to try to limit the absorption of the mushroom straight off as fast as you can.
Ted Lindner, Fox News.
And those are our top news stories this half hour. Coming up next, an interview with Marita Mija, the AgriMed Crisis Foundation, to discuss an upcoming fundraiser. And later, juvenile crime commitment surge in Missouri over 3 years. The shocking statistics about what's driving kids into the system. You're watching the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14. We'll be right back, but first, here's a live look from Schifferdecker Park in Joplin. Time now, 7:09. Welcome back. We have Marita Mijo with the AgriMed Crisis Foundation with us this morning to talk about the second annual AgriMed Crisis Foundation event. Good morning to you. Thank you so much for being with us this morning. We're so happy to have you. So for those who might not know, talk to me about the Jim Meach AgriMed Crisis Foundation.
The Jim Meach AgriMed Crisis Foundation is a foundation that was created geared to aid and assist farmers and ranchers who encounter an unexpected medical crisis.
Right.
And our goal is to help them in their first 30 days of that medical crisis. And we are a nonprofit 501c3 foundation.
Okay, wonderful. Very important. Talk to me a little bit about some of the farmers and ranchers within the four-state community that you've helped serve, and just really how you've seen that difference of having financial support within those first 30 days.
The first 30 days are crucial. Back in 2018, when my husband was diagnosed with terminal brain cancer, we still had 50 acres of beans in the field and cattle to move, and so you're spending a different type of money than a farmer and a rancher may be used to spending.
Right.
And so our goal is to help them in that first 30 days for either help them monetarily or with assistance. And so we've helped some farmers that's had accidents with getting their hand cut off, having a heart attack,
Right.
those types of things. And that's been really cool to be able to present them with some funds to help them in that immediate, the first 30 days.
Absolutely. And of course, in order to do that, fundraising events are a big help and a great ask for the community to get involved and help change these farmers and ranchers' lives. Talk to me about the fundraising event that's happening this weekend.
This Saturday night, Saturday, September 6th, we will be having our second annual Agri-Crisis fundraiser at Fort Scott Memorial Hall. Doors will open at 4:30. Cocktail hour and beginning of viewing the auction items will begin at 5 p.m. from 6 to 7. We're having Gebhardt chicken dinner. And then about 6:30 or so, the silent auction and raffles will close. And then we have several really cool agriculture items that have been donated that'll be in the live auction, and then we'll end up the evening with a live band.
Absolutely. So if people want to get involved or even contribute to the foundation in different ways than just attending the event, where can they find more information to do so?
One of the easier ways right now is to follow our Facebook page, and so AgriMed Crisis Foundation is the Facebook page, or they can go to agrimedcrisis.org, and we've got several links there. If you know a farmer or rancher that's had an unexpected medical crisis, click on a Refer a Farmer link, or to find out more information about Saturday night, go to our events page.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much for your time today. Happy to have you. An important cause, changing people's lives.
Oh gosh, yeah, I appreciate all of it. Everybody come out Saturday night. It's fixing to be a fun evening.
All right, certainly sounds like it. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Stick around, we'll be right back.
Just call the number here on the bottom of your screen.
Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News. It's 7:17 on this Wednesday morning. So our day one outlook typically updates at about 8 a.m. It actually updated just before 7 a.m. And if you were with us on the KOAM side, there's not a lot of big changes to this. The only change I noticed as we came on the air was the hatch marks have been expanded a little further south again for the significant hail. So we have our isolated tornado threat still in our northwestern counties. It's a very low threat. It's not zero, but it's very low. But it is something we'll keep an eye on. But the greater concerns are going to be, again, with large to potentially very large hail and damaging wind gusts 60 miles an hour or greater, especially in these yellow zones. That's that level 2 out of 5 risk. And these hatch marks, again, indicate the potential for a significant severe weather event, whatever that category may be. Excuse me. And in this case, it's the potential for hail that could be, 2 inches in diameter or greater. So that's what we're looking at. The low end risk from yesterday, that's the other big change from yesterday in general, is it's been moved north of I-44. Comes down pretty close, but it's still north of I-44. So it technically doesn't include Joplin or, say, Galena or Riverton, Baxter Springs, for example, but it gets close. So here's what we've got. We have two possible scenarios. One is considerably more likely than the other, but we'll go over both because scenario number one could possibly cause scenario number two. And I'll tell you why. Between here and the start of the storms, we're looking great. We have mostly clear to partly cloudy skies. Temperatures are warm. It's a great day for the most part. The other consistency, by the way, for the last this is 3 days now, is the timing. Looking to come in after 7 p.m. So we go to 7, 8 o'clock. You can see it's not looking impressive out there. The isolated storms that we do see, though, will have the potential to become strong to severe, especially up north. They'll have a slightly greater chance. However, they could still hold their own, as you see, going into parts of southeastern Kansas, northern Oklahoma. So maybe as far south as Lebec County, maybe northern Craig County could still get some strong to low-grade severe storms there. And then after that, after 11, we still have our scattered showers and storms. That's another consistency overnight, but they're not expected to be strong or severe. They're just looking to be some rumbles of thunder and some rain. Now, scenario number two could be caused by scenario number one, and that's where those individual storms, before they start to, or right as they are moving into our immediate area, they build together in a line. Now, it wouldn't be a significant line, but it would change our severe weather parameters. We would then see a slightly greater chance for damaging wind gusts across the area, and we could see that severe risk hold a little further south and east. So if they manage to form a line and push southeast, that severe risk could make it to I-44 before that line would begin to weaken, and it would change us over to more of a damaging wind risk. So scenario number two is not looking as likely, but it's a possibility. But the isolated to widely scattered storms, with some of those being strong to severe, is the more likely case. Now, any of those isolated shower storms, again, they'll continue through about sunrise tomorrow. Then they're done. They're gone. Our Thursday looks phenomenal. We'll be into the upper 70s and low 80s. Then we get to Fridays. That's where we're skipping into Friday. Clouds begin to increase Thursday night into Friday. And by late morning Friday, we'll start to see initially some showers out there. And then they'll start to grow upscale a bit into some isolated to scattered showers and storms as we head through the afternoon and evening. Nothing severe expected with that activity. And as you can see, it's not rain everywhere all at once, but it does keep our temperatures a little cooler for our Friday as well. Got clear skies out there right now, and again, in a mix across the area of mostly clear to partly cloudy skies. Mid-60s to start, mid-70s by 11 a.m. Our highs today, as I mentioned, low to mid-80s. In the low 60s tonight, upper 70s, low 80s tomorrow. Cooler, though, because of the rain on Friday, mid-70s. We'll hang on to the 70s through the weekend. A few scattered showers and storms late Sunday into Monday. And then after that, we dry out and heat up or go into the mid to upper 80s by the end of next week. That's a check of your forecast. We're back with more of the KOAM Morning News right after this.
It's Super Saturday Hot Seat High Winds.
Welcome back. Body and Soul Transformation is hosting its 5K and block party this weekend. We have Daniel Bate here to tell us what all the fun is about. Good morning to you. Thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you.
Yes, happy to have you. So there's a BSD block party and a 5K race. Talk to me about all the fun that's in store.
Okay, so there's a lot going on. So it is this Saturday. So the actual registration for the 5K starts at 7 a.m. Okay. So then you can get there, you can register. You can also register online now at our website, bodysoultransformation.com, or you can find us on Facebook. Yes. And then the actual the 5K actually kicks off at 8 a.m. Okay. And then we're going to have following that, just a 1 mile fun run. So that'll start at 9 a.m. And then after the end of the fun run, we will be going into our block party. So that is a free event where the 5K is a $35 fee to register for that. But we got a free block party, so we're going to be having multiple vendors there. So we got Eden's Garden doing Filipino food. We've got Jack's Ice Cream for some ice cream. Yeah. And then we've got couple massage therapists coming out giving free chair massages. We've got face paint artists coming out doing face paint for the kids. We've got like 5 different bounce houses and inflatables, and then lots of other just miscellaneous games, probably a dozen more, just miscellaneous games for the kids, so lots of activities for that. And then all the proceeds for this particular event go towards a partner of mine, Light Sports, which ultimately using sports for the platform of sharing the gospel. So a similar ministry as we have as far as faith and fitness at the facility there. So it's just going to be a great event for the community and for the family. So all are welcome to come out. So bring your friends, bring your families. You don't have to be a gym member to attend. So we're just inviting all community to come out and just enjoy a great day. Looks like weather's going to be beautiful.
Yes,
so good weather. So yes.
Right, and it's just such a fun way to spend your Saturday. Talk to me a little bit more about Light Sports for those who might not know specifically what they do and kind of just your partnership with the gym as well.
Okay, so ultimately we both are, faith and fitness, and we're using fitness. He uses it specifically geared towards youth athletes.
Sure.
So he is a coach and does, right now he's got baseball programs, he's got volleyball programs, and different, just sports, and he's also using that to share the gospel and just share Jesus Christ, our Lord and Savior, with all the kids there. So, and that's what I try to do at my facility as well. So there's many times we'll partner up on events, and so I'll do some training with the kids, and then he'll take them out and actually, right now he's got baseball programs going on and even volleyball. So.
Fantastic. Yes. Well, it's certainly a great partnership. It sounds like a fun event. Of course, you mentioned people can register online. Just one more time, where can people find more information?
Okay, bodysoultransformation.com, and you can find our link to sign up there, or you can find us on Facebook, Body and Soul Transformation, or if you got questions, give us a call. We are available 8 to 5 Monday through Friday, 8 to noon on Saturday, 417 553-0757, or come on by the facility. We are 1703 Falcon Suite C, Webb City. That is just south of the airport, right off 171.
All right, fantastic. Well, thanks so much for your time today. Happy to have you.
Thank you.
We'll be right back.
All right. Pittsburgh. The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14. It's currently 7:30. I'm Elise Snowy. Well, the number of children and teens committed to the Missouri Division of Youth Services has increased over the last 4 years. Chris Bryant breaks down the numbers.
Anything from not going to school to first-degree murder and everything in between.
For the juvenile system, the number of children committed to the Division of Youth Services has increased from 366 in 2021 to 577 in 2024.
Has raised the age jurisdiction, the age from 16 when we would have to stop working with kids, and now included 17-year-olds.
When it comes to children committed to DYS, recent numbers show 59% had a history of substance abuse and 53% of kids had a history of mental health services.
Every legally sufficient referral that we get, we're going to reach out to that parent, again, if we're not, taking them into custody or things of that nature, and offering help and assistance.
Data from Missouri courts shows the juvenile system in 2024 had 41,568 referrals across the state. Law enforcement issues the most referrals, and Greene County sees an average of 2,000 referrals a year. When it comes to referrals in 2024, most of them were because of an assault, followed by property damage and then stealing.
And we have learned that if you just deal with the kid and consequence that behavior, but don't look at family systems issues, we should not be surprised when we release that kid from probation and 3 months later he's done or she's done something else.
76% of all referrals go through the informal process, and nearly 20% have informal adjustment, meaning no action taken. And just because your child is referred to Juvenile and Family Services doesn't mean your child will end up in detention. And family courts have a way for parents to reach out for help when they don't know what else to do.
We have what's called a parental assistance form, and the parents can just basically refer their own children here.
Division of Youth Services says last year, 138 youth were committed for serious offenses. 324 got committed for lesser crimes, and 31% of all youth who received Division of Youth Services education services were identified as having an educational disability.
Let's take it over now to Chris with the quick look at your forecast.
Yeah, starting with our quick look outside downtown Pittsburgh. Skies are clear. And like I said, remember we got a whole 15 county area. So when we throw partly cloudy up there, we're talking about the region as a whole. But we're looking pretty good also from the MoDOT camera. 20th and Range Line in Joplin. Visibility has dropped to 0 in Iola and around Allen County. So that's parts of 54 again. You've got to be cautious. Slow down. Low beams, not your high beams. Fog lights if you've got them. And leave distance, okay? Make sure you got time to get where you're going. Yates Center's down under 4 now. We've got Chanute, Fort Scott, Parsons, Fredonia, and then Bentonville, Cassville as well. So parts of eastern Berry County, Benton County, and southern Delaware County. Patchy fog out there this morning, so do be cautious. Then we have our severe threat later tonight, or later this evening. We do have an isolated tornado risk in parts of southeast Kansas. It's a very low risk. It's not 0, but it's very low, but it's something we'll monitor. The greater concerns, again, are going to be with large to very large hail and damaging wind gusts of 60 miles an hour or greater, and those hatch marks, of course, for that 2-inch in diameter or larger size hail. Most of our day, though, we're dry, we're warm. We're kind of setting the stage for some of the stronger storms later this evening. Will be, again, mostly clear to partly cloudy out there, and then after 7, here come those storms. Now, right now, we're not looking at many of them. They'll be isolated to scattered, but the storms that we do see could still be strong to severe, and the greater severe threat, of course, in the northern third of our area as we head into the evening. Quick look at temperatures. We are sitting mostly into the low to mid 60s, but we're seeing a lot of upper 50s out there as well. So a pretty chilly start to the day for some of you. We'll eventually make the upper 60s by 9, upper 70s by noon, and we'll go into the low to mid 80s for our highs today. West winds 5 to 10. There are a couple of possible scenarios with our storm chances later this evening. We'll break it all down for you in just a few more minutes. Elise?
All right, Chris, thanks. Well, the Tin Cup Trail in Joplin is officially open, stretching 1.5 miles. It links the St. John's Trail to Mackendale Park and the Shoal Creek area. KOAM's Lonnie Walton caught up with city officials who say they're thrilled to see this long-anticipated project come to life.
Length, too. It's a 1/2 mile or 1.5 miles that way, and then if we walk it back, it's a good 3-mile loop.
Emily Gilbert is a Joplin resident. She's excited about the new trail called the Tin Cup Trail.
It's very well kept. It's close to our house. We just live right down the road, and we like that it's paved so we can bring our dog.
Oh, there's already a few trails around here already, but with there being another one, it adds a little more choice to Joplin.
And lots of trails are what some may believe, but Dan Johnson, who's the director of public works for the city of Joplin, says it's not a bad thing.
All of these trails, we look at tying things together. We look at points of interest. Of course, Cunningham Park, Mercy Park.
I love the new trail. It's great walking and good looks.
Johnson says these trails start at 32nd and McIntosh and travels to McDowell Park. And not only that, there will soon be a 120-foot bridge on the way. Johnson says it's going to be monumental.
Be a beautiful bridge, suspension bridge, the only one in the area, and I think that it will be become a bit of a landmark.
Johnson says he listened to the people before the trail was created. One thing they wanted was space.
New trail, it's 12 feet wide. It will have a stripe down the middle, and I think that just adds to the quality of the trail, the safety for people using it.
More trails open gives us more options, just more opportunity to walk.
And if you haven't worked out that Labor Day meal yet, now's the time to do it. Reporting in Joplin, I'm Lonnie Walton, KOAM News.
Coming up this half hour on the KOAM Morning News, gray wolf populations have recovered in the West, but ranchers worry about their cattle. Details coming up. We'll be right back, but first, here's a live look from Schiffer-Decker Park in Joplin. Time now, 7:36.
Tonight at 6:30, right here on Fox 14.
Countryside Christian Church is hosting an event called Common Ground this evening. Here to tell us all about the event is Cody McCulley. Welcome to you. Thank you so much for being with us this morning. So talk to me a little bit for those who might not know about what Common Ground is and what folks can expect tonight.
All right. So tonight at Lincoln Park Band Dome here in Pittsburgh, Kansas, starting at 6:30, we're going to have a rock band called The Protests, DeMac, who is a rapper. We have Samuel Bereg, who's a professor from Midwestern up in Kansas City. Okay. And then we have Ozark Christian College bring out a worship band. And so it's just a night to bring local churches together for a fun night for activity for teens. It's free. We have a food truck, Parky's. They sell amazing hamburgers and they sell root beer. And then we have Granny's Ice Cream, a local favorite for those from the Front Neck area that are coming out and selling some ice cream.
Of course. So talk to me a little bit kind of about the inspiration for this event, and also just trying to connect youth together and provide, a safe space where they can really connect.
Yes. So this is our third year doing it. 3 years ago, it was laid in my heart that the churches, as a Global Seed church, there's not a lot of connectivity a lot of times. And so I wanted to, as a youth pastor at Countryside, I saw the most easiest thing to do was to bring forth local youth groups in the area. So sometimes we'll have Nevada, we have Joplin, we have churches in Pittsburgh that show up to this event. And so I just had a huge heart to see churches come together. Common ground is we all have a faith and a commonality in Christ. We might have different denominational lines. We might have Catholic, Protestant, or whatever it is. But at the end of the day, we follow Jesus. And to see kids come together for a fun night that's free, it's safe, they get an encouraging message, and they get to have a lot of fun with other people who believe what they do, it's a win.
Absolutely. So, of course, this is happening tonight, and it is free, like you mentioned. What other details do kids and families need to know about for tonight?
Yeah, so for tonight, what I would say is that it started off as a youth conference, but we actually opened it up to college and young adults. And then also, honestly, anyone and everyone, just show up. If you want to have a good time, if you're a little bit older, maybe bring some earplugs, because it might be a little bit too loud, but I think you're going to enjoy it nevertheless with your families.
All right, and if people want to find out more information, where can they do so?
So the best thing to do is go to Facebook and type in Common Ground 2025, and you'll find the event page right up there.
All right, wonderful. Well, thank you so much for your time today. Happy to have you. Stick around. We'll be right back.
Thank you.
Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News, 7:43 now on this Wednesday morning. We've been talking about that chance for strong to severe thunderstorms this evening, still holding true across the region. We do have an isolated tornado risk in our northwestern counties here in southeastern Kansas. Now, it's a low risk. It's not zero, but it's a pretty low risk, but something we'll still keep an eye on. The greater concerns, again, will be with hail and damaging wind gusts. And in these hatch marks here, you can see those little hatch marks. That indicates the potential for significant hail. So we're talking 2 inches in diameter or greater. And then we've got the damaging wind gusts, 60 miles an hour or greater. The biggest change so far on this severe weather outlook is the fact that that lower end risk that was stretched south of I-44 has now been lifted just north of I-44. So that's at least some good news for folks down south. But there's a couple of scenarios that could potentially play out this evening that could impact that risk as well. So most of today is great. It's going to be mostly clear to partly cloudy. We're going to be dry. We're going to be warm. We're going to be going into the low to mid 80s today for our highs, but that's also setting the stage for this. Now, another consistency I wanted to mention also is over the last this is 3 days now, the storm timing still looks to be from 7 to 11 as that window for those strong to severe thunderstorms. So here we go by 8. There's not many of them out there, but the storms we see will have that potential to be severe initially and then eventually kind of weaken a bit, but still could be strong to low-grade severe, especially as they push into parts of, say, Labette County, northern Craig County. And again, that's why that line kind of cuts off right north of I-44, because these storms will begin to weaken once they get beyond that. Now, that's scenario number 1, and as I've mentioned earlier this morning, it is the most likely scenario that we're looking at here, is that. But scenario number 2 could be caused by scenario number 1. There's a possibility. I want to emphasize it is a possibility. It's something that's being watched. There's a lot of variables in play as to whether this will take place. These storms could potentially, as they're just entering our northern counties, they could be close enough together that they build into a line of storms. It wouldn't be a major event by any means, but if they were to form a line, it would change a couple of things. One, it would switch our risk mainly over to damaging wind gusts with the line of storms, but it could also cause that risk to persist a little further south of I-44, because that line, if they grew upscale into a line, would be able to hold its own a little bit longer through the late evening hours than the isolated storms by themselves. So that's where we're at. Those are the two possibilities. Again, this one is the most likely scenario, but there's still that other possibility. And as forecast data changes and new model data comes in, we'll keep you updated if any of that changes. Now, beyond that, after 11, we go with still some scattered showers and storms overnight, but our severe threat should be pretty well done. We could have some thunderstorms, yes, but they should not be strong or severe. And they still also, the other consistency here is they look to be wrapping up right about sunrise on Thursday. The rest of our Thursday looks great. We're looking at mostly clear, partly cloudy skies, upper 70s, low 80s. Then we go into Friday. Overnight Thursday and the Friday, clouds will begin to increase, and then we'll also start to see by late morning some opportunities for some scattered showers, maybe a few rumbles of thunder. Not expecting any severe weather on Friday by any means, and it's not rain everywhere all at once, but we could get some scattered showers and storms, and they could hang on through the late night or very early morning hours on Saturday before they clear out as well. All right, clear skies out there right now from 7th and Rangeline. Again, across the region, a mix of clear to partly cloudy. Mid-60s to start, mid-70s by 11 a.m. Our highs today, low to mid-80s. Overnight lows back into the 60s tonight and tomorrow. Again, upper 70s, low 80s tomorrow. The clouds, the rain on Friday. Keep us a little cooler, mid-70s. Not a bad weekend. Some late evening showers and storms possible Sunday into Monday. And then after that, we dry out and warm up, temperatures back into the mid to upper 80s. Let's check your forecast. Got another hour of the KOM Morning News up next.
It's Super Saturday.
Well, drones are being used for so many things, from helping to plant seeds to controlling mosquitoes and beyond. And while the Army uses drones for surveillance, so are biologists at the United States Department of Agriculture.
And that's as they take to the sky to ward off wolves, all to help protect valuable livestock. Fox News' Ted Lindner takes a closer look at the operation.
No matter the line of work, it's safe to assume all business owners want to protect their property. It's no different for cattle ranchers out west, with a growing number having to face rising populations of gray wolves and the risk they'll target their livestock.
We will do 3 different attempts to move the wolf off.
In the ever-advancing digital age, biologists with the Department of Agriculture, Animal and Planet Health Inspection Service have been taken to the sky for night missions, using drones to scare away wolves along the California-Oregon border.
As we're flying, you're up with the drone and you're using the thermal camera to just monitor for wolf presence near the cattle.
But just flying a drone at a wolf isn't guaranteed to work.
The first wolf that he did encounter, he dropped down, started to come in on it, and what you see in the video is the wolf started to play bow and wanted to play with the drone.
The team experimented by blasting rock music and other sounds from the drones, and out of every noise they used,
the human voice was the strongest response out of all the other sounds that we were playing. Live voice just saying, "Hey, wolf, get out of here." That animal immediately turned and ran for the woodline.
The number of gray wolves has grown in the West since populations were decimated by hunters.
At one time, there were an estimated 2 million wolves ranging across all of North America.
But while drones are providing a non-lethal strategy, some cattle ranchers doubt it'll be a long-lasting solution.
At some point, the wolves are going to figure out, yeah, that thing makes a lot of noise, but I'm still hungry.
Ted Lindner, Fox News.
It's definitely interesting and obviously useful to see that. It's so interesting. It's like, you think of drones and what they're used for. They're used for so many things nowadays.
They certainly are, and it's interesting that the wolves want to play with some of them
I
too.
know.
That's kind of cute, but not necessarily the purpose. A quick reminder, we do have our strong to severe thunderstorm chances tonight. Isolated tornado risk in our northwestern counties in southeast Kansas. Greater concerns with hail and damaging wind gusts, with those hatch marks indicating the possibility of hail 2 inches in diameter or greater. Through 7 o'clock, we're fine today, but after 7, we start getting some of these isolated storms, and some of those, again, could be strong to severe through about 11 o'clock this evening. So something we want to keep an eye on. Then we'll just have scattered showers and storms, but not severe, as we go overnight towards sunrise on Thursday as well. Again, we could possibly get a line of storms this evening. A lot of variables in play there, something we'll keep a close eye on for you. But the greatest concern, as we showed you, is in our northern counties. counties where we could get that very large hail, 2 inches in diameter or greater, and of course those 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts. After sunrise tomorrow, the shower storms clear out, and our Thursday looks great. Then we go into Friday. We start to see clouds increasing overnight Thursday into Friday, and then by mid to late morning Friday, scattered showers, few rumbles of thunder, nothing severe, but we'll have an opportunity for more shower and thunderstorm chances through a good portion of the afternoon and evening hours on our Friday out there as well. Clear skies, 7th and range line, a mix of mostly clear to partly cloudy skies today, mid-60s by 8, mid-70s by 11 a.m. Got another look at your forecast and your wake up recap right after this.
Hey, Force.
Well, this is your wake up recap for September 3rd. Your top stories to start your day. Officers attempt to perform a routine traffic stop in Joplin when the driver began speeding down 7th Street, but the short chase ended on Schifferdecker Avenue with the driver slamming into another vehicle. The driver of the other vehicle suffered minor injuries. When officers arrested the driver on suspicion of DWI, they discovered the vehicle was stolen. Authorities have not released the name of the driver at this time. And Johnny Carino's, an Italian restaurant in Joplin, is closed permanently. According to former employees, they were told on Saturday morning that it would be their last day open. Google already has them listed as permanently closed. The SEK Humane Society is pausing all new animal intakes as they say they are at risk of closing their doors at the end of the year. The nonprofit says this could happen without new financial support as donations and grants have dropped to unsustainable levels, even as the cost of operating continues to rise. Staff say the pause in intakes is necessary as they are already at maximum capacity. That's a check of today's Wake Up Recap.
And again, through the afternoon, we're looking great. Mostly clear to partly cloudy skies, low to mid 80s, west winds 5 to 10. From 7 to 11, we have that window for strong to severe thunderstorms, especially in the northern third of our area, with large hail and damaging wind gusts is the primary concern. And then overnight, scattered showers and storms not expected to be severe. Back into the low 60s tonight. We'll clear out after sunrise tomorrow. Got a great day on Thursday. Friday, though, more clouds, more showers, more storms, no severe weather there, but the clouds and the rain keep us cooler. Good weekend ahead of us. More rain chances late Sunday into Monday. Heating up, though, by the second half of next week. So, but of course, we'll keep an eye on those storms for you. Any updates, any new things come up, we'll certainly let you know. We'll be tracking KOAM on air and on KOAM Plus. That's going to do it for now. Thank you so much for listening to me. Continue to talk for hours on end. We'll be back with more of that and more Elise Noe at noon.
Have a great rest of your morning.